Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Ever stop to think why you're drawn to certain things? Like that particular brand of coffee or maybe a specific type of news story? Well, this book we've been exploring, it argues that actually many of those choices, the ones that feel really personal, they're deeply rooted in our biology.
Yeah, and our ancient evolutionary past. It's kind of like discovering this hidden code, you know, the operating system driving how we act.
It really is. And what's so fascinating is how it pulls together all these different threads. You've got evolutionary biology, psychology, neuroscience. And it uses them to shine a light on, well, real world stuff, marketing, societal trends, all of it gives you a whole fresh perspective.
Exactly. The book, it's called Biology Bias, Real Reasons Behind Our Decisions.pdf. It takes this really fascinating look at the often unconscious forces, biological, psychological ones, the things that shape our decisions without us even realizing it half the time. It looks at how our evolutionary history, still influences us today.
What catches our eye, what just feels right, even our biases. Yeah, and it really makes you question that whole idea that we're purely rational or just shaped by, culture. There's this powerful biological layer underneath.
Definitely. One of the things that I found most compelling was just the sheer range it covers. It connects things you wouldn't normally put together.
Oh,
And you get these aha moments. Suddenly you kind of see the deeper reasons behind everyday stuff we do.
absolutely. I was really struck by the discussion around why so many new products fail. Did you see that stat? Something like 80%.
Yeah, especially consumer goods. It's staggering.
Right. And the book basically says, well, traditional market research, it often misses the mark because it's not tapping into those deeper, like unconscious biological drivers.
Exactly. It makes you think, doesn't it? How much money is just wasted on campaigns that don't really connect with our inherent wiring?
hmm That high failure rate, it really just highlights how important understanding these underlying factors is.
Yeah, yeah, the biological, psychological bits. The book offers some pretty valuable insights there for how businesses could maybe do better.
Create more effective strategies, yeah. By understanding what really motivates us at that more primal level.
Primal is a good word for it.
Now, I will say it's a dense book. There's a lot in there.
Hmm.
And sometimes with all the biases and concepts, it felt a little overwhelming,
Right.
just the sheer volume.
I get that. It can feel like a lot.
But the way it's structured actually helped quite a bit. It guides you through the complexity, helps you grasp the main ideas.
Well, and that feeling of a lot of information, I think that kind of reflects the complexity of human behavior itself, right?
That's a fair point.
It's not simple. But the book does a decent job of, acknowledging that while still giving us a useful framework, a way to understand these intricate influences.
Okay, so yeah, overall,
Sure.
we're giving biology bias real reasons behind our decisions.pdf a pretty solid 4 out of 5 stars.
Agreed. It's really insightful, thought-provoking. Definitely gives you a new lens to look at things through, ourselves, the world around us.
It really prompts you to question the standard explanations, for why we choose what we choose.
The conventional wisdom.
Okay, so let's unpack some of the core ideas now in this deep dive. We're going to delve into how that evolutionary past shapes, well, pretty much everything. From what grabs your attention in a crowded supermarket aisle to why some marketing messages just click,
Well,
while others completely bomb.
yeah, and the book points out this big disconnect, right, between traditional consumer research, which, often just asks people what they think they prefer, focuses on conscious stuff, cultural norms.
Right, surveys and focus groups.
Exactly. And then there are the actual drivers, which are often way deeper rooted in biology. It mentions how innovative companies have been using consumer neuroscience for over a decade now.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, to get a deeper, more accurate read on what's really motivating people below the surface.
It's kind of incredible to think that even something simple, like grabbing a snack, that choice could be influenced by these ancient biological drives. The book mentions, even back in the 50s, advertisers started shifting, didn't they? Moving beyond just listing features, the rational arguments.
Right. They started trying to create emotional connections,
Mhm.
tapping into those more fundamental, maybe less conscious desires.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly. Think about that Betty Crocker cake mix story in the book. Remember that?
Oh yeah, the egg.
The egg. Initially, it was super convenient, right? Just add water. But it wasn't selling. And the motivational research, digging deeper, found that housewives felt, well, kind of guilty. Like they weren't really baking from scratch.
Okay, that makes sense.
So the simple fix, requiring them to add one fresh egg, That addressed the unconscious emotional barrier. And boom, sales took off. It wasn't just about convenience. It was about meeting that deeper emotional need.
That Betty Crocker example is just,
hmm
yeah, it's such a powerful illustration, isn't it? How these hidden emotions can totally drive our choices. And the book connects that to more modern stuff, too, like why dishwashers were slow to catch on in some places.
Right. Because of ingrained social norms, maybe affordable domestic help was available, those kinds of things. So even when the tech offers advantages, these underlying social, emotional factors, they can still play a massive role in whether people adopt something.
It's not just about the logic of it.
Not at all. And this ties right into the somatic marker hypothesis,
Yeah.
From neuroscientist Antonio Damasio.
Okay, refresh my memory on that one.
So basically, think of it like this. Your body sends these super quick signals, gut feelings, essentially. Those are the somatic markers. They go to your brain, acting like this unconscious guide, helping you assess if something is good or bad, beneficial or harmful based on, evolutionary survival stuff.
Ah, okay, like a quick threat assessment.
Sort of, yeah. And these feelings can totally influence what you pay attention to and the choices you make, often way before you consciously process why.
So that gut feeling isn't just random noise. It could actually be your biology giving you a shortcut based on millennia of like what worked for survival.
In a simplified way, yeah, that's the idea. The book distinguishes between emotions, the raw physical responses like your heart racing and feelings, which are our conscious awareness of those states. And the hypothesis suggests these feelings derived from those bodily signals can quickly direct our attention and push our decisions one way or another, often before rational thought catches up.
Wow. That really challenges the image we have of ourselves as these, purely rational decision makers. The book also mentions how traditional business school ideas, like the theory of planned behavior, they don't always capture this emotional power, do they?
Exactly. That theory suggests our intentions are the main thing predicting our actions, which sounds logical, right?
Right.
But it often overlooks the huge impact of these often unconscious emotional currents, these somatic markers.
So it's missing a big piece of the puzzle.
A very big piece. And evolutionary psychology offers other ways to look at it, like the behavioral immune system. This highlights how we've evolved these unconscious preferences, these behaviors, that help us avoid biological threats, like disease.
Okay, like feeling disgusted by something.
Precisely, that feeling of disgust. It automatically makes you recoil from potential contamination. You don't have to think about it, it just happens, it's protective.
It's like we've got this ancient survival software just running in the background all the time, influencing our modern lives in ways we barely notice.
That's a great way to put it. And this perspective also helps explain our biases. The book emphasizes that many biases aren't just like random thinking errors. They often have roots in our evolutionary past.
They served a purpose back then.
They likely did. Helping our ancestors navigate a world full of dangers, scarce resources. Think about favoring your in-group, your tribe. That was probably crucial for survival, for cooperation and defense. And we still see echoes of that tribalism, that in-group preference in society today.
Fascinating stuff. Really makes you look at things differently. So if you found this exploration into the biological basis of our decisions as fascinating as we did, definitely hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives like this.
Yeah, and if you want to go even deeper into this particular topic, there's a link to the book on Amazon down in the description.
Thanks so much for joining us on this journey into the hidden drivers of human behavior.
We're curious, what was the most surprising aha moment for you listening to this discussion? Was there something that really clicked?
Let us know. Share your thoughts, or maybe other examples you've seen down in the comments. We'd genuinely love to hear from you.
And hey, if you know someone else who might find this kind of stuff interesting, please do share this with them.
Definitely. See you next time.